Sigma males, often existing outside the traditional social hierarchies dominated by alpha and beta dynamics, experience a unique set of frustrations that are largely incomprehensible to others. Their preference for solitude and independence, combined with a deep analytical approach to life, sets them apart, leading to misunderstandings and misinterpretations by those around them. The very nature of a Sigma male's withdrawn and introspective lifestyle can invite unwarranted assumptions about their motives or emotions, prompting others to often label them as aloof or mysterious without a genuine attempt to understand their perspective. Additionally, their reluctance to conform to societal expectations or participate in superficial social rituals can result in feelings of isolation or alienation, even when they are surrounded by people. This isolation is compounded by the frequent underestimation of their leadership abilities, simply because they do not assert themselves in a conventional, overtly dominant manner. These experiences, uniquely tailored to the Sigma male's disposition, underscore the need for a deeper appreciation of their role in societal dynamics, which, while less visible, is no less impactful. Number 23. Sigma males often grapple with the expectation to lead in a traditional, assertive manner. Their approach to leadership is characterized by a preference for leading by example rather than through direct command, which can lead to misunderstandings in professional environments where more overt, authoritative leadership styles are valued. This can be particularly frustrating in situations where their competence and capability to lead are underestimated due to their low-key demeanor. Sigma males may find themselves overlooked for leadership positions or doubted in their roles, simply because they do not fit the conventional image of a leader. This underestimation can be demoralizing, reinforcing their inclination to remain in the background despite having valuable insights and leadership skills. The challenge lies in balancing their natural leadership style with the expectations of their environment, often forcing them to adapt in ways that may feel inauthentic. Number 22. Sigma males typically experience a deep frustration with the superficial aspects of dating and social rituals. Their preference for meaningful interaction and authenticity makes the conventional dating scene, with its emphasis on small talk and impression management, particularly unappealing. This can lead to feelings of alienation and disillusionment as they navigate social expectations that feel contrived. The superficial nature of many social interactions, where appearances are often prioritized over genuine connection, can be exhausting for Sigma males who crave depth and sincerity. This disconnect can discourage them from actively seeking out relationships, potentially leading to loneliness and a sense of disconnection from others who more easily engage in and value these lighter interactions. Number 21. Sigma males often find themselves misunderstood in their quest for deep, intellectual conversation, which can lead to social isolation. Their desire to delve into complex topics and explore philosophical or technical discussions is frequently met with disinterest or incomprehension from others. This can be particularly isolating in environments where the norm is to engage in more casual or mainstream conversations. The mismatch between their intellectual pursuits and the interests of those around them can reinforce their feelings of being an outsider, compelling them to retreat further into their own thoughts and interests. This isolation is not a matter of preference but a response to the frequent lack of engagement they encounter, highlighting the challenge they face in finding a community or individuals who share their passion for depth and meaningful discourse. Number 20. Sigma males often encounter frustration when their preference for direct, straightforward communication is met with political maneuvering and indirectness in both professional and personal settings. They value honesty and clarity, finding roundabout or ambiguous communications inefficient and perplexing. This straightforward approach, however, can be misinterpreted as blunt or insensitive in environments that prioritize diplomacy and tact over directness. As a result, Sigma males can feel out of step with others who engage in subtle cues and unspoken norms, leading to potential conflicts or misunderstandings. This disconnect can be particularly challenging in corporate or group dynamics where nuance and relationship management are key, leaving Sigma males feeling alienated or misunderstood by a culture that doesn't align with their communication style. Number 19. Sigma males often feel a profound sense of detachment when participating in traditional team sports or group activities that require high levels of social interaction and coordination. Their natural inclination towards autonomy and individuality makes it challenging to find enjoyment in activities that demand conformity and enthusiastic team spirit. This can lead to feelings of isolation as they struggle to connect with the group's collective enthusiasm. Moreover, the pressure to conform to team norms and the disappointment or frustration from peers when they do not fully engage can intensify their sense of not belonging. Over time, this can result in Sigma males withdrawing from these activities, choosing instead pursuits that allow for more personal space and individual expression, further reinforcing their solitary nature. Number 18. Sigma males experience significant frustration when their need for personal space and quiet is not respected or understood. In a world that often celebrates constant connectivity and social availability, their preference for solitude can be seen as standoffish or antisocial. This misunderstanding can lead to unnecessary intrusions into their personal space, whether physical or emotional, making them feel overwhelmed and drained. Sigma males value their alone time not as a luxury, but as a necessity for mental and emotional rejuvenation. The frequent misinterpretation of their need for solitude as a sign of dislike towards others can create tension and discomfort in their social interactions, compelling them to further isolate themselves to protect their well-being and peace. Number 17. Sigma males often find themselves frustrated with group work, especially when the dynamics require frequent collaboration and consensus. Their preference for independence and making decisions based on deep personal reflection clashes with environments that necessitate constant communication and agreement among team members. This can lead to feelings of confinement as they navigate the group's needs, which may not always align with their own insights or approaches. The requirement to conform to group decisions can feel stifling, particularly when they see more efficient or innovative solutions. This often results in a silent withdrawal or minimal participation, not out of disinterest but as a means to maintain their integrity and personal work style within the constraints of group expectations. Number 16. Sigma males are often misunderstood in their approach to conflict resolution, preferring to handle disputes quietly and internally rather than engaging in direct confrontation. This can sometimes be misinterpreted by others as avoidance or lack of interest in resolving issues. In reality, Sigma males process conflicts deeply, looking for underlying causes and long-term solutions rather than quick fixes or superficial appeasement. Their method may involve stepping back to gain a clearer, more objective view, which can be puzzling to those who expect more immediate, emotionally driven responses. This discrepancy in handling disagreements can lead to misunderstandings with peers or colleagues who misjudge the Sigma male's commitment to resolving the issue, thereby complicating interpersonal dynamics. Number 15. Sigma males often experience a sense of disillusionment with societal norms and expectations, which can lead to a deeper existential crisis. Their critical, introspective nature drives them to question conventional paths and the status quo, from career choices to lifestyle and beyond. This questioning can evolve into a profound sense of disconnect from societal values, making them feel like outsiders in their own communities. The more they explore alternative viewpoints and possibilities, the more isolated they might feel, especially if they lack a supportive network that understands or shares their unconventional perspectives. This existential alienation is not just about feeling different, it's about grappling with the deeper implications of what it means to live authentically in a world that often values conformity. Number 14. Sigma males often feel a profound disconnect when dealing with highly structured or bureaucratic systems. Their independent nature and preference for streamlined, efficient processes make them particularly sensitive to the red tape and slow progress typical of large organizations. This frustration is compounded when they perceive the bureaucracy as not only cumbersome, but also as stifling creativity and innovation. The constant navigation through intricate rules and procedures can be both exhausting and demotivating, especially when it impedes their ability to achieve results or implement changes effectively. This aversion to unnecessary complexity often drives Sigma males to seek environments where they have greater autonomy and the freedom to innovate without being bogged down by procedural constraints. Number 13. Sigma males are often perceived as distant or disinterested due to their tendency to engage more in listening than in speaking during conversations. This characteristic, while reflective of their thoughtful and observant nature, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings in social interactions. People may interpret their quiet demeanor as a lack of interest or engagement, which can hinder the development of personal and professional relationships. The reality is that Sigma males are deeply processing the information being shared and considering their responses carefully. Their selective participation in discussions is not a sign of disengagement, but rather an indication of their depth of focus and respect for the conversation at hand. Number 12. Sigma males frequently face challenges in adapting to rapidly changing social dynamics, particularly those that demand quick adaptability and superficial engagement. Their deep-rooted preference for stability and meaningful interaction makes it difficult for them to thrive in environments where surface-level interactions and fleeting trends dominate. This can lead to a feeling of being out of sync with the prevailing social climate, which often values flexibility and spontaneity over depth and consistency. The fast pace of modern social interactions can leave Sigma males feeling overwhelmed and disconnected, struggling to find a balance between remaining true to their nature and adapting to the continuous flow of new social norms and expectations. Number 11. Sigma males often experience a sense of frustration when they perceive a lack of intellectual curiosity or depth in conversations with others. Their natural inclination towards deep, analytical thinking makes them seek out discussions that are intellectually stimulating and thought-provoking. However, when faced with small talk or surface-level discourse, they can feel mentally unengaged and disconnected. This disparity can lead to a sense of isolation, as Sigma males may struggle to find common ground with individuals who prefer more casual or mainstream topics. Over time, this can result in them withdrawing from social interactions that they find unfulfilling, further enhancing their reputation as elusive or reserved. Number 10. Sigma males can feel particularly strained in environments that prioritize social hierarchy and conformity. Their innate desire for autonomy and disdain for traditional power structures often puts them at odds with conventional workplace or social settings. In these environments, they may be pressured to conform to a role that doesn't fit their self-image or to participate in hierarchical rituals that feel meaningless. This misalignment can lead to a profound sense of being out of place and may drive Sigma males to seek alternative paths that allow for greater independence and alignment with their values, even if this means choosing less traveled or more challenging routes. Number 9. Sigma males often find networking events to be particularly draining and unappealing. The expectation to engage in self-promotion and build superficial connections for professional advancement contradicts their preference for genuine, meaningful interactions. This aversion to networking is not due to a lack of social skills, but rather a fundamental disagreement with the transactional nature of such interactions. Attending these events can feel like a necessary evil, where they must navigate a landscape that feels inauthentic and forced. The energy expenditure required to maintain a presence in these settings can be taxing, leaving Sigma males feeling depleted and disillusioned with the process. Number 8. Being around people who constantly seek attention can be quite draining, especially for a Sigma male. These individuals often engage in behaviors that ensure they remain the focal point of any social interaction, whether it's through loud talking, dramatic actions, or overt self-promotion. For Sigma males, who naturally prefer observing from the sidelines, such overt displays can seem overwhelming and unnecessarily exhausting. In environments like work or school, these attention seekers often dominate conversations and seek continuous affirmation, which can feel tiresome and one-sided to someone who values quietude and reflection. This dynamic can leave Sigma males feeling as though they are perpetually giving energy without receiving anything meaningful in return, akin to tending to a plant that requires constant care yet fails to thrive. Over time, this can lead to a deep yearning for solitude and a significant decrease in energy, making interactions with such individuals not just annoying but also mentally and emotionally draining. Number 1. The urge to leave as soon as you arrive at a social gathering is a common experience for Sigma males. Upon entering a party or event, they might instantly feel out of place amidst the loud chatter and superficial interactions. This immediate recognition that the environment is not conducive to their preferences prompts a strong desire to leave, feeling that staying would be a waste of valuable time. Sigma males are drawn to depth and meaningful connections, which are often lacking in typical social settings. As a result, they find themselves internally counting the minutes until a polite exit is possible, even formulating potential excuses for an early departure. While others may seem to enjoy the festivities, Sigma males might feel trapped in a cycle of shallow conversations, leading to a profound sense of relief once they manage to leave. This escape is not about disliking people but about a misalignment with the environment, where the superficiality of the interactions feels almost suffocating. Number 2. Sigma males often have an aversion to being photographed. When a camera appears, their instinct might be to fade into the background or find reasons to avoid being in the frame. This reluctance stems from a desire for privacy and an inclination to avoid the spotlight. Sigma males feel more at ease behind the camera, capturing genuine moments rather than participating in them. This preference extends to their views on social media, where the idea of constantly sharing updates or curating an online persona seems unappealing. They value authenticity and live experiences more than the validation that might come from online likes or shares. Therefore, their absence from photos is not about shyness but a deliberate choice to engage more fully with life directly, rather than through the lens of social expectation or digital representation. Number 3. Sigma males often possess a unique, subtle sense of humor that can leave others unsure whether to laugh or remain serious. Their jokes tend to be dry, clever, and understated, often requiring a deeper level of attention to appreciate fully. This can lead to moments of awkward silence in social settings, where people pause to decipher the intent behind their words. While this type of humor can act as a social filter, attracting those with a similar wit and intellectual approach, it frequently leads to misunderstandings in larger groups accustomed to more straightforward or overt comedic expressions. When their humor does resonate, Sigma males experience a sense of connection, but the frequent need to explain or reiterate their jokes can detract from the spontaneity and enjoyment of the interaction. Number 4. Sigma males place a high value on detailed, clear communication and find interruptions particularly frustrating. When they are in the midst of explaining a concept or idea, being cut off can feel like a direct disregard for their thoughts. This disruption can derail their train of thought and diminish the clarity of the conversation, leaving them to struggle with regaining their original focus. Such interruptions not only disrupt the flow of information but also signal a lack of respect for their input, which can be deeply discouraging. Sigma males might respond by withdrawing from group discussions or speaking less frequently, preferring environments where they can communicate their ideas uninterrupted and are assured of being heard and understood. Number 5. Sigma males often feel like they need a vacation from their vacation, especially when traveling with incompatible companions. A trip meant for relaxation and rejuvenation can quickly turn into a series of compromises, with Sigma males finding themselves acquiescing to the group's desires rather than following their own interests. This misalignment can leave them feeling exhausted rather than refreshed, as they cater to others' preferences at the expense of their own. The constant adjustment and lack of alignment with the group's dynamics can amplify feelings of isolation and fatigue, ultimately leading to a sense of dissatisfaction with the entire experience. The anticipation of relaxation turns into a longing for solitude and genuine recovery, highlighting the importance of compatible company for Sigma males during leisure activities. Number 6. Sigma males often relish the anonymity provided by being part of a large crowd. This environment allows them to observe and interact without the pressures of direct social engagement. The freedom to explore and experience the world without the usual social expectations or the need for personal interaction is deeply liberating. In crowded settings, they can immerse themselves in the sensory details of their surrounding sounds, sights, and smells without having to perform socially or engage in superficial conversations. This anonymity offers a profound sense of relief and freedom, allowing them to truly enjoy the moment and recharge in a way that feels authentic and unforced. Number 7. Sigma males often experience frustration when their clear, logical explanations are met with confusion and misunderstanding. Despite their efforts to articulate their thoughts in the simplest terms, they frequently face blank stares or requests for further clarification, which can be bewildering and disheartening. This disconnect may lead them to question the clarity of their own communication or the attentiveness of their audience. When forced to repeatedly simplify their explanations, Sigma males can become irritated, feeling as if their efforts to share knowledge or solve problems are being undermined. This recurring miscommunication can discourage them from participating in discussions, preferring instead to remain silent to avoid the hassle and misunderstanding that often accompany their attempts to communicate. Thank you for your attention. You can now become a member of the channel by clicking the Join button under this video.